Looks like a lot of people are still sleeping on these amazing USB C adapters that are readily available on the AliExpress. They are selling some for Vita Fat, Slim, 3DS, PSP Go, plus some other handhelds. So let's check them out. Hey Comrade, thanks for joining me today. Me and Michiko are very pleased to see you here. Is this correct, Michiko? Yeah, I think she says this is correct because I can hear her purring. As you can see, the spring is here. So let's start with the adapter for Vita Fat. It is very simple construction. It is a 3D printed case with two boards connected with the cables inside. I'm gonna undo the screws and then we're gonna nicely see. So this is it. This is how every adapter works. Just two boards connected with the cables. There is not much to it, but it works absolutely fine. All you need to do is to just take the adapter, plug it into the Vita, and now we have USB-C out of it. And when we plug in the power supply, we're gonna see, yeah, it's charging. Here on this fancy power bank we can even see the speed of charging, 5 volts, 0.9 amps. For comparison, I can also charge it with the genuine Vita cable. So this is genuine cable, no adapter, 0.9 amp, 5.2 volts. Charging as well as data transfer are supported. Now if I plug it into the PC, yeah, USB connected. And here as you can see, USB drive F. Here this is my Vita, everything works absolutely fine. I think this accessory is a really must-have for every Vita Comrade out there because it's really useful. They are selling it on AliExpress in different colors, black, white, red. And the cheapest one I found today is for £5, 10 cents, and there is a free shipping over £8. This is also with a very fast delivery, April 13th and 16th. Today is April 9th, so in like a week it should arrive. Next is adapter for Vita Slim, and I had bought 3 different kind of adapters for it. This one is basic plastic one, micro USB to USB-C. This one is same thing but with quality aluminum body. And this one is also same micro USB to USB-C, but this one is magnetic. Every one of them supports data transfer as well as charging. Let's try the cheapest one. As you can see, orange light is on, that means Vita is charging. Yeah, Vita is not really charging because I was already charging it, so it's almost fully charged. If I would plug in a different adapter, I'm sure the values are gonna be exactly same. Yep, exactly same. And a third one as well, same values, with the difference that with this one you can do this. This bit stays here and you can just easily attach it and detach it without actually unplugging it. Now Vita Slim via adapter, it's showing 0.5 amp, 5.2 volts. Now Vita Slim without the adapter, normal cable, same values, 0.5 amp and 5.2 volts. Data transfer is also supported, even with the cheapest one. Now I'm plugging it in. And yeah, USB drive, and this is my Vita. If I disconnect it, it goes away. Which one out of these 3 is the best? Clearly, this depends up to you. For me, I think I would say this normal one with aluminum body is pretty sufficient. This plastic one is also okay, you're not gonna break it, but it's a plastic. And this magnetic one is also pretty nice. But when I plug it in and then, you know, you're gonna finish your charging, I don't like to leave it like this. I just like to unplug it completely. Therefore, I think there is no point for me to buy something like this when I want just normal one. People often asking about fast charging, but clearly Vita doesn't support fast charging, so even if you plug in fast charger, it's not gonna be fast charging because it just doesn't support it. It's still gonna be just slow charging. Same with something like this. Some people think that if you're gonna plug in USB-C hub, you're gonna plug in HDMI cable and you're gonna be outputting Vita to your TV. No, this doesn't work as well. For HDMI output you would need PlayStation TV, but you can still output through the cable via the old method. But that method is streaming the screen, not like directly outputting it. I've seen some people were saying this magnetic one was causing them some issues, some overheating and whatnot, but I haven't noticed anything when I was using it. Still, I say I don't really like this magnetic gimmick. I just like normal adapter USB-C into the micro USB. That's all I need. Link for all the products are down in the description below. This magnetic one, right now they're selling it for £1.14. This normal aluminium one for 77 cents. And this plastic one is $1.57, but that's for 3 pieces. I bought 3, but I only have 1 left, so I think good they included 3. Handhelds are great, but they usually only have 1 single port. This issue can be easily fixed with a device like this. It has loads of ports, customizable RGB lighting, adjustable standing modes. It supports 4K output at 120 FPS, so the gameplay is super smooth and super crisp. And it also supports fast charging. It is made by the brand Ivanky. Inside the box we got a manual and some basic troubleshooting. And the dock itself. Here are all the ports from the rear side. Left side is 1 extra USB, and right side are micro and normal SD card slots. Inside the box there is also cable to connect it to device and the joystick caps. Then we just need to plug the cable in here and the other end into the device. You can see nicely the RGB lighting, it goes around the full dock. Here is the button, and we can either switch it off, or when we long press it, we change it to single color. Then there are plenty colors available to choose from for a singular color, not for this circling mode. This dock is pretty decent, but for me I think it's too flashy. For me even this other one would be absolutely fine. Here is the brand logo, it looks like this. Cable is attached, you cannot detach it. And it's made fully out of aluminum, it's cold to the touch. Here are all the ports in the close detail. Wired Ethernet, HDMI, USB-A and power delivery in. To put the device inside we just slide it in and connect the USB-C. Job done. The dock with RGB lighting right now costs £100. And this simple aluminum one costs only £32. If you are interested in any of these, please check the links down in the description below. Now let's check out this 3DS adapter. That's exactly the same thing. You just plug it into your 3DS and you got USB-C output. Now 3DS via the adapter, point amp 5.2 volts, and without the adapter 0.7 5.2. There is no data transfer for 3DS, so you can't really transfer any data via this adapter. And same thing like with the other adapters, fast charging or any kind of adapters are certainly not supported. USB-C 3DS adapter is also fairly cheap. Right now they're selling it for $3.11 with fast free shipping over £8. This 3DS adapter is also certainly must have in my opinion. There are even some adapters available for Nintendo DS. I bought one, unfortunately I didn't check properly the description and I have received this one. It doesn't fit there because this is for the old DS, not for the DS Lite. Those have different kind of adapters. They're selling this one for GBA SP and maybe as well as for Advanced. Not sure if they are the same, but this should be also for DS, old DS. Can't really use this one, but here I found one for new DS, Nintendo DS Lite. But it's quite expensive. They're selling for £5 and £3 shipping. That's the cheapest that I found. For now I'm not gonna be ordering it. Here I found different one for $3.80. Description says for GBM and DSL. But when I check reviews they say not a Nintendo DS port. Do not buy if you're looking for NDSL port. The product doesn't correspond to the image and description. It's not DS Lite. Yeah, I think this is for Game Boy Micro. I think that's a different connector than new DS Lite. Nintendo surely likes to keep their chargers proprietary as well. This 3DS adapter is compatible with every 3DS and 2DS version because all of them have same connector, new and old versions, as well as Nintendo DSi. But the other models, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, Game Boy Micro, DS, DS Lite, yeah, it's a bit trickier with them. And last but not least, we have adapter for PSP Go. Again, you just plug it in and you have USB-C out. Now we plug in charger. PSP Go via the adapter, 0.5 amp, 5 volts. And this is without the adapter with normal cable, and the values are pretty much same. As you may know, PSP also supports video output, but you need to have AV out. I was thinking maybe this is gonna be working, like you plug in the adapter HDMI, but no, it is not working, unfortunately. It was kinda obvious it wouldn't be working, but I still tried it, and yes, I can confirm it doesn't work. Still, I think this PSP Go adapter is very nice, and it's also the most expensive out of all of the other adapters. The cheapest I found is 1080 with free shipping. I have also bought USB C adapter for PSP. There is a cable in between the ends, so it doesn't look as good as something like this. However, when you plug it in, it works same way. I plugged it in and now it charges at 0.6 amp. Clearly this adapter doesn't support data transfer because PSPs has different port for data transfer. Mini USB up here, so you would need another adapter if you would want USB-C data transfer from PSP. So you would have two adapters for one console. I think the adapter for PSP Go is not as necessary. However, the one for PS Vita Fat, PS Vita Slim and 3DS, they are really necessary. And the biggest advantage of these USB-C adapters is that they're gonna give you USB-C end without absolutely no modification to your handheld, be it Vita or 3DS. And I would say this is like the biggest benefit because yes, you can do bunch of hardware modifications, but you have to be able to solder or you have to pay somebody to do it for you. Whereas here you just buy this little device and you can use USB-C video devices. Amazing if you ask me. But that's clearly just my opinion. You might think differently. If you wanna be using your old chargers, it's fine. I'm just saying I like to use USB-C because all you need is one cable, even for these 4 devices, as long as you carry all these adapters with you. And that's what I like a lot. Okay, that's about it. Just a quick video about all the adapters and my experience with them. I'm gonna be looking out for the one for DS Lite, but other than that, I think I'm satisfied with what I have. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like. I would like to thank you for watching. I would like to thank to all of my channel patrons and members for their continued support, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.